hear someone.
She's starting to cry. Ploosh! Chew! It's amazing. Oh, hi.
How are you?
Oh, holy crap. Oh, weird. All right, well, where's the tissue box?
It's the one 17 years in the making. The Friends reunion is finally here. And Gia, let me tell you, I'm living my Ross Geller 90s fantasy. I got my Friends mug. How you doing? And look, I know this reunion was delayed for a year, but having watched it, it was well worth the wait. I laughed, I cried, and then I cried some more.
Yes, it's so good. And now that it's out on HBO Max, we need to talk about the biggest revelations from the special, including the cast members who had a bit of a thing for each other.
Woo!
For that, Friends, tea, and more, we're bringing on TV expert Leanne Aguilera. Hi,
Hey, guys.
Oh my
So
God,
good to
and you're
see you.
living
I'm channeling my inner Phoebe today.
Yes, I
killed it.
see it. Crushed it. Leanne, so we know that Ross and Rachel are perhaps one of the most iconic TV couples of all time, but what we didn't know is that the chemistry between the actors was a little too real.
That's right. You guys, I'm freaking out because Jen Aniston and David Schwimmer revealed that they had a little bit of a crush on each other in real life in the early seasons of Friends. Take a look.
Well, I mean, David,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the
first season.
Yeah, the first season, I had a major crush on Jen. I think we both,
reciprocated.
at some point, we were both crushing hard on each other, but it was like two ships passing because one of us was always in a relationship. So, and we never crossed that boundary, you know, we respected that, but we both.
My ears, my ears.
I love Matt.
Always keeping it real.
I mean, Leanne, were you shocked to hear that Jen and David, you know, had real chemistry and that they had to channel it for their characters because they couldn't really bring it to fruition in real life?
I had no idea, but now knowing that the very first time that they kissed was together on screen and it was pent up real emotions that we all got to see, it made it even more special to see that during the reunion. Oh, just such a fun tidbit.
I also have to agree with it was Courtney Cox who, because they claimed that they knew, the rest of the cast claimed that they knew that Jen and David were crushing on each other, but Courtney said thank God that didn't happen because it might have ruined what that magic was on screen, and I have to agree. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Plus, if they did go there, it would have been really awkward when Brad Pitt showed up to guest star on Friends, because a year after Jen married Brad, he actually did make a guest appearance on the show with the rest of the cast.
He did. He made an appearance on an iconic Thanksgiving episode. And while there are plenty of fun surprise cameos in the Friends reunion, Brad did not make a cameo ultimately. But when the cast was reflecting on their favorite guest stars, Brad's name definitely did come up. And we got this brief little reaction from Jen. Check it out.
Your fella, Brad.
Yes, yes.
Pitt came,
yes.
did one.
Rachel Green. God, I hate her, Ross. I hate her.
That was the clip from Brad's appearance on the show. But do we have the clip of Jen from the reunion reacting to that? Oh, okay. Got it. All right. I had just missed it because it was so quick, y'all. But, you know,
2
obviously,
seconds.
we do know that they're friendly, and a source tells ET that the exes respect each other and think each other is wildly talented and hilarious, adding there's nothing romantic there, but they are definitely aware that their fans are constantly rooting for them to get back together. I'm not sure it's going to happen at this point, y'all. But
That's a lot
crazier
of
things have
pressure.
happened. Bennifer 2.0, crazier things have happened.
I was going to say, apparently reunions are just the way to go. I mean, we're living in the 2000s, late 90s at this point. But speaking of epic surprise guests, there were so many famous Friends fans who also showed up at the reunion. What was one of your favorite cameos, Leanne? Like, I want to know what one blew you away.
I mean, Gia, as a Phoebe fan, I completely freaked out when Lady Gaga joined Lisa Kudrow in character as Phoebe for an epic duet of Smelly Cat. I get the chills. Just take a look at this iconic moment.
I love Smelly Cat. It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh my God.
You mind if I
Oh,
take
please.
a Smelly Cat for a spin?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Smelly cat, what
yes.
are they feeding you? Smelly cat, it's not your fault.
She hit the notes too. Okay. Yes.
The note for me.
I was shook by that, y'all, because you know, they had a lot of celebrities in this. Some of them were in taped interviews, but Lady Gaga actually showed up and she sang, and it was a whole thing. I'm like, how much did she get paid to do this, or did she do it for free because she's that obsessed with the show?
Yeah, and I loved that moment when she thanked Phoebe for being the kind of representative for all the different ones out there. And I just thought that was really great because, yes, Phoebe was the little quirky friend that all the misfits could relate to.
Because she was true to herself. Yeah.
And Lisa Kudrow is such a star too. You know, like I just love watching her do anything. So I was so happy to see this moment with two mega stars like this.
I know to see her strum that guitar again too was neat. But you know, speaking of misfits, one of my favorite celeb cameos, Gia, was actually Justin Bieber. He surprised everyone coming out in Ross's Halloween costume, Spudnik, the whole potato, right? And he was maybe on here for a brief 10 seconds doing this, modeling this look. He didn't even say any words, and I was like, wow, they really got everyone up in here. They had Cindy Crawford, Cara Delevingne, all modeling like iconic costumes from the show. But I think that just goes to show you how popular this was, even amongst, you know, celeb fans.
I will say, just to toss it out there, I would have been even more excited if we'd seen Dylan or Cole Sprouse dressed in one of Ross's outfits because they played his son on the show.
Ben, where was Ben?
Where was Ben?
That's a really good point. That's a good point that I would have loved to see too. But shout out to all of the celebrities. Like you were saying, my favorite parts were watching the producers actually talk about when they went from these 6 random actors, or not random, but like less known actors, to on every Halloween, like every Hollywood Halloween. Child, I'm over here talking about Justin Bieber. Hollywood front cover of a magazine that you could think of, from Rolling Stone to, you know, Us Weekly, everything. And I just loved watching that growth as well. Like, you know, it's so good. But okay, so now I got to ask my friends here with me on the show, what is your favorite moment or scene from Friends? Can you pick? Where do we start? Leanne, since you're our guest today, starting with you.
Thank you, Gia. I've got to say, this is really difficult for me, but I've got to go back to the one where Ross finds out about Joey and Rachel. There he is. At the time, he was dating Aisha Tyler, and she was his girlfriend, and Ross just cannot handle the fact that 2 of his best friends, his ex-girlfriend, his close friend, are now an item. You know, I know that the Joey and Rachel storyline was super polarizing for a lot of fans. A lot of people didn't like it, but it gave us this epic moment with Ross yelling about his fajitas, and I just cannot get enough.
And also the iconic, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. When he clearly wasn't fine that one of his best friends is dating his ex-girlfriend, which, by the way, that at the time, I wasn't here for the Joy Rachel storyline either, but we got some comedy out of it. My personal favorite episode ever, and also moment on the show, is when Phoebe finds out about Chandler and Monica. Who could forget when she sees them from the ugly naked guy's apartment across the street doing it up against the window, and she just completely loses it. Rachel jumps in. They're trying to distract Ross. This is my favorite line right here. Chandler and Monica! My eyes! The best part about this, y'all, is that they also did a table read of this episode during the reunion, so it was an extra treat for fans too.
Oh, look at them. Just such iconic moments and scenes, and I'm just so happy to see my girl Jennifer Aniston.
Yes. Gia, what's your pick?
Fan of the show. Right. Like, I was not a super fan of the show, so I don't have a scene, but I do have my love and undying appreciation for Jennifer Aniston. I just love her. I love her whole face. I think the way that she shows up as Rachel, again, makes you love her, makes you sometimes judge her, but you get her. And she was just this all-American girl next door who came from, yes, a lot of money, but like just represented the really sweet, like kind moments, the genuine moments that she would always bring to the scenes were my favorite to watch. And then also her iconic hair really transcended every moment that Hollywood in the 90s represented. Like whatever Jennifer Aniston was wearing was going to be in all hair salons around the country and on every red carpet. So I just love to see Jennifer Aniston in this series, and what she meant to this time as well was everything.
It's so true.
Totally.
Everyone
I
wanted
had the Rachel in 6th grade.
You
I
did?
had the Rachel. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Let me
see?
tell you though, styling the Rachel on your own, not
It's
easy.
tough.
Not easy. It looks great once you leave the
Wow.
salon, but goodness gracious, then you just got like a PC mess. So live and
Yes.
learn.
Rachel Green
Phoebe to the day I
impact.
die.
I love it. As you guys can tell, we just got a huge kick out of the Friends reunion, and you need to enjoy seeing the 6 of them all together on our screens, because the cast did say they'll probably never do another public reunion like this again. So make sure you check it out. Also, look out for the special cameo by none other than Entertainment Tonight, okay? E.T. is also included in the special when we cover their farewell season and their final episode. We have shared so many moments with the cast on the set, actually, over the years. So you're going to want to watch the Friends Reunion special streaming on HBO Max right now. And of course, on our website, we have the full recap on etonline.com. Our thanks to E.T.'s Leanne Aguilera for joining us. Bye, Phoebe.
Bye, guys.